Good morning, everybody. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing, with today's pre-opening grain and livestock comments for Wednesday, the first day of April. It is April Fool's Day. Let's hope that the crude oil market's not fooling us again. Oh, that's a terrible pun. Overnight, crude oil fell below $100, traded 96.50, and this is all coming off of headlines and uh, the latest comments from the president about what's going to happen with the Iranian war and what's going to happen with the Strait of Hormuz. As I speak to you right now, we're back up to $100. So we've had a $7 trading range in crude oil overnight, 103.30 down to 96.50, back to 100. Uh, just psychologically, $100 is going to be the biggie as we move ahead. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if at lunchtime the headlines are different and the price of crude is different. That's the way this whole situation seems to be playing out. Silver back up above 75 bucks, almost hit 76. That's something some of you guys are watching there. A bounce in gold as well, up about 80 bucks. So the market's repricing with the entire, speculation about what's going to happen there in the Strait of Hormuz. Stock market back right now up 160. The S&P up 25. If you look at the stock market, that's pretty interesting. Um, the low that we had in the S&P was pretty much it's a 10-11% correction. Excuse me, it was a 10% correction in the S&P. It was an 11% correction in the Dow, and I'm talking about off the high tick, right? And now we've had a good bounce. I mean, I'm looking at the Dow. The Dow was trading at 45,000 and change. Now it's trading at 46, 7,000. So it's $2,000 a 2,000 point rally. We actually traded all the way as high as 47,000 overnight. So that's the type of market you're going to have. 2,000 point swings here in the Dow as the market again tries to figure out what it wants to do. In the grain markets, this is what we're here for, right? May corn down a nickel. We had a 10-cent trading range last night. We're back down to that key halfway back level. If you're not getting my letter, please sign up for it. I do the technicals every day after the close. I do all the homework so you don't have to. And bull or bear, everybody has an opinion. My job is to help you pick the best spots to enter or exit your trades or hedges. I don't care if you're a bull or a bear. I'll work with both of you. My program is set up to help farmers and producers make better cash sales. So, we try and approach it from that way is, how can we defend our grain and sell our grain when we want to? But very, very key levels there. D's corn traded down to 479 again, 480. That's a big psychological level. D's corn down 4.5 cents. So we'll see where we are at lunchtime. In the beans, a 14-cent, almost 15-cent range overnight. We're down 8 cents right now. I get used to regularly having 20-cent ranges in the beans. No two ways about it. We've seen that time and time again. You've got new crop beans still relatively in great shape. 11.51 is still $1 higher than where we were in January, right? If you look at D's corn, 480 is still, 35, 40 cents higher than we were in January. So it's all relative. You got to look at the big picture, and we are going to continue to whip around here pretty good. And in the wheat's down 11 cents. After a pretty friendly acres issues with wheats, least amount of wheat we've planted in decades. We had a good push up, and then we're looking right now at a move lower here. May wheat traded, just above 620 last night. It's back down to 604. So again, big picture. If I own wheat, 604 is a heck of a lot better than when we were down at 501 in January, in December on New Year's Eve. 501 on New Year's Eve, January 2nd, 501 and a half. So big picture, if you're a farmer or producer, you may not have sold the top, but it's still been a good move. Now, on a day trading speculator standpoint, yeah, it's no fun to go through 20-cent moves overnight. So you got to be very, very careful. You have to be very, very disciplined, and you have to make sure that you've got your risk covered. The markets are moving, and they're going to continue to move. Again, as crude oil moves, it's really going to whip these grains around. Moving on to the protein complex, just another strong day in cattle yesterday. Cattle looks like it wants to go, go, go. Um, I would caution this. People are starting to get kind of almost recklessly bullish. That's generally when you get some sort of a pullback. The border remains closed with Mexico, but there's some inkling that there's going to be some cattle coming up here through uh, the southern, not through Mexico, but I just had a brain fart there. Excuse me, guys. Through Oklahoma, starting to trickle up there a little bit. At the end of the day, is it going to be enough to impact feeder prices? It doesn't look like it. Um, May feeders trading at 366 half, up $5 yesterday. June fats trading at 243.20, up $3 yesterday. That is a trend that continues to want to go. And just like we've seen time and time again, as long as the money flow keeps coming in, as long as these guys keep pounding it on the long side, it's going to be good for farmers and ranchers. The moment that switches, we could get another nasty correction. And don't forget, you know, we're up here at the all-time highs. Back in November, we dropped $86 in the feeder cattle. We've recovered all of that. So I'm not saying it's going to drop $86 again, but I will say this: it would be nice to have some sort of a hedge up here in case it did. And in the lean hogs, that's been kind of rolling over out there. If you take a look at the deferred July hogs, been watching that. The very, very important level is going to be this 106 level. Um, if we can hold the low of the move, which was 105 even, longer term, the trend remains intact. If 105 fails, you could see some long liquidation out there. So that's the risk. You might see some more spreading, guys buying cattle and selling hogs against it. It certainly seems to be the trade that's going on there. So on that note, I'm going to wrap it up. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing. If you need help, give me a call, 312-638-8868. Remember, if you're not getting my letter, sign up for it. Every day after the close, I spend about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I do each market. I do all the supports and all the resistance. And my job is to help you look at the technicals and make better decisions, no matter what your opinion is, no matter what your risk is. All right, guys, have a great day.